All right. So I wanted to quickly highlight the different changes that are made in the new course shells for the ELA courses. These changes were made in collaboration with the ELA department and from feedback from facilitators as well as um, the folks that have been taking these courses. So really quickly, I hope to have this done in less than 3 minutes. The quick changes that you'll notice right off the bat, I'm logged in as a teacher. I'm going to go ahead and switch my role to teacher here. And some quick changes you'll know right off the bat is that there's no longer the lotto balls. What we've done instead, since we're going to be putting all of the assignments and all of the work directly into the courses, and we don't want the facilitators to have to add documents or to go in and make copies of the Google Docs, we decided to get rid of the lotto balls. So the first things you'll see is on the right hand side, you see that all the different activities, this is for the entire course. Now the students themselves will only see the activities for the sessions that have been opened up or that are showing right now. So currently I have hidden, I'm going to go ahead and turn editing on. Currently I have hidden all of the sessions except for session 1. So I wanted to start just with session 1. So as soon as I go on the right hand side, you can see that this eyeball is not closed, which means that this session is open. As I scroll down, you'll see the gray highlight on the left and the right. The gray bar lets you know that those sessions are hidden. So as I scroll, I can tell right off the bat I have an introduce yourself form. This can be for an icebreaker on the first night. And then I have the traditional, which used to be the lotto ball, right here says session 1. So if I click on that, it'll look just like the course has always looked for us. It'll have the course objectives, purpose, and foundational theory, followed by the engaging your thinking, direct instruction, classroom application, and looking ahead. So that's the same. When I go back now to the landing page, so the name of the course, and I scroll down, I see that in session 1, under engaging your thinking, what traditionally, or what used to be a Google Doc, is now just a journal. So when I go back to the course again, when I go back into the course to the landing page, I'll see right below where it says session 1 face to face, I'll see right below that the journal for that engaging your thinking. Right here, engaging your thinking. So the student will click on the session 1 engaging your thinking. They will look at the question, they can edit a submission right here, and you as the facilitator or teacher will be able to quickly see all of the attempts and all of the reflections right there by clicking on the no attempts. Obviously after 1 it'll say 1 attempt and so on and so forth. So that's one big change. The other thing is that now instead of the Google Docs surveys, we have the questionnaires built directly into the course as well. So again, as I scroll down and I look at the different sessions, I can see that session 2 has a journal, a discussion board. Now if you choose to use Edmodo, you can use Edmodo for your discussion board, but they are built directly into the course now. And then I click on session 2 connected to the framework, and here is what was previously a Google survey that went out to no man's land that I may or may not have been able to go check. Now I can quickly check, and the teacher or the student can quickly write in their responses. I can add another question if I'd like by clicking on this, and I can review the advanced settings. Now as soon as I hit submit questionnaire, I will, as the teacher, have the option of being able to see one of these responses. If I have 10 questions in my questionnaire and I only get through 3 before I have to go run and the bell rings or my students come back to class, I can click on save and it'll pick up right where I left off, a feature that was previously unavailable in when using Google Docs. The other changes, quickly, are that, like I mentioned, the discussion forums are now directly embedded into the course, so you as the teacher can give a pass-fail grade, or that could trigger the interventions that we've talked about before. So the discussion forums are embedded directly in here. The reading reflections are embedded, and like I said, you can see that there's different surveys here. So as I scroll down, me as the teacher, we're into week 2. I want to turn on week 2. All I have to do is do this, and now the students see it. So we've looked at the changes from a teacher's perspective a little bit. The one last change that I did want to show you as well is that session 8, the final project, is now an end of course project, and it's a offline activity, meaning that the students won't upload or have to turn anything into you. but it's an opportunity for you to go into the gradebook and mark if you're going to be triggering any interventions. You can mark it as a pass-fail at that current time. So that's what it looks like from the teacher's or facilitator standpoint. You can quickly jump to any of the grades over here on the left. You can turn off or on the different sessions. And you can check the feedback and supports from the classroom supports folks. So if I'm a classroom support individual and I want to record my notes from my most recent connection with the learner, I can click on questionnaires, and the third one down you'll see is grayed out. And the reason why it's grayed out is because it's not turned on for the students, so they won't be able to see it. Just the teacher will. So as I look, I see classroom support, facilitator feedback logs. I can click on this and I can quickly see all of the questions that the support asks. And then again, as soon as the classroom support has turned this in one time, then I can quickly go in and review those as the facilitator of the course. So it gives me another glimpse into the classroom of my learners and of my students. All right, so I've said it twice, now let's actually do it. Let's go in and look at what the students see. So as the student, I'm going to come into this course like I would traditionally. In the past, I would have seen the 8 lotto balls and I would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, let me make sure I got everything turned off. I'm going to return to my normal role, and then I'm going to quickly change to student. And as soon as I change to student, you're going to see what the student will see. So I switch my role to student, and now here's what the student sees. It's nice and clean. There's no extraneous buttons. There's only one spot to be, only one thing to do. You can quickly see as the learner that this is what you're working on. You're working on session 1, identify and determine. We highlight the purposes of the courses or the sessions in here, and I can tell, okay, I'm expected to introduce myself. Here's where the session, this is the content, and then I'm going to have to complete one journal. I can complete that, and on the left-hand side as well, as the teacher and as a student, I can also see the calendar. So should a teacher set a date or actually start to use the calendar for updates on when the next face-to-face is, when an assignment's due, etc., I'd be able to see that really cleanly. I also can pull my grades and my profile over here on the left-hand side. One thing I wanted to show you, I mentioned the activities. So I can see assignments, books, forums. Books are the sessions. But I mentioned that you would only be able to see the ones that are open. And so when I click on assignments, and this is the journals, this is the, if there's an assignment that's going to be uploaded, this is where it's going to be as well. But you'll see that as a student, even though I've gone in and I've clicked on assignments, the only one I can see is the one for this week that's open. So it cleans up some of the possible confusions that there might have been before. It gives a little bit more responsibility to the facilitator, but I think that's a kind of responsibility that's going to be able to make us smarter in our learning and give us more data. So as I'm looking, here's what the student sees. I go back and I am the teacher again, and I can turn on, turn off, edit, etc., just like I could before. So that's a quick glimpse at the changes to the courses. These were built and designed not to make your job harder, but to make it easier, to make it cleaner, and to make it so that when we go to make copies of these courses, it touches less hands, and it's really quickly and easy to get these shells into the hands of you, the facilitator, as early as we can, possibly weeks before the course starts. All right, thank you.